Check. Vibes up, game down. That could be a good little saying. That could be a good little saying for the stream. Breaking: CJ Stroud traded to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Very funny. Fuck Greg. Who did that? Tosi? Tosi already with a fuck Greg command. I like that, Tosi. Good job. What's up? Anthony Dion says Monday. What's up, everybody? How you doing? See you, McDermott. Yep. We'll talk about that. You saw that, Steak? You and I were obviously chatting, but then between the time we stopped texting and started the stream, I just want to make sure you saw that McDermott was fired. Yep. And I retweeted it, but the GM is safe. The GM is safe. So we're going to talk about that.
That's
We've got
crazy.
Absolutely insane. I thought this was a pretty decent tweet. How's it doing? 21 likes. We'll take that. The Buffalo Bills are the Cincinnati Bengals in sheep's clothing. How could the GM be safe and not McDermott? I feel like this is a 1 foot in, 1 foot out type of move. Like you're scared to say, fuck it, blow it up. And I think it's pathetic, but McDermott certainly deserves some criticism. I think we should probably wait to talk about that since the Bills Denver game is one I really, really want to dive into. Good morning, everybody. Also, if you are in Miami this morning, I hope you enjoy the game. Don't forget, we did share our experience at the Orange Bowl and a little Uber hack for you. I saw Snowman. He was on for the Pickett pregame on Saturday, and he said he was going to nice coffee milk ratio, by the way. He said he was going to the game and he was flying down this morning, but then he said he wasn't able to make it logistically. So bummer to Snowman for the experience. However, I guess nice job. You're saving a couple $1,000. So
unless you're a crypto millionaire in Miami, it's tough to go to that game, man. I'm 3 hours away. I've been to the last two natties. I would have loved to go, but I can't spend that kind of money to go to Hard Rock Stadium. There's absolutely no way.
He actually mentioned on the show if he could get you to go down there. And I was like, I don't think so. You're down for anything. You'll go to fucking Cleveland in the middle of winter.
Love to hang out with Snowman too. I just can't. I'm not spending $5,000 to go to that game.
Yeah, that was tough. Real quick, Jimmy Bucket's 90 stream streak. Danny with 55. Appreciate you. KW with an early subscription, 9 months. Jeff, what time is the Notre Dame game? Yeah. I guess I deserve that comment. I was like, oh, we're going to talk college football, but we're not. We got the Pickett pregame show tonight. We'll talk all things Miami and Indiana, but I was like, let me get in my college mood and put on Notre Dame. Don't forget Notre Dame with the best week 1 loss you're ever going to see in your entire life. But we're talking NFL today. We're talking NFL. Yep. Just take the fucking points, man. It'll come back. Yeah. There's a lot of things to talk about. A lot of bad coaching.
We got to go game by game, even though do we go backwards since it's the Bears Rams? It's fresh on everybody's mind, or do we not do that?
Oh my God. Chipper said W Steak Hat. And I just realized, is that a devil ray? That's hot.
Honestly, you 8 minutes to say something. I actually thought you were fucking with me.
That's hot. That's a really, really good hat. Have you had that hat?
No.
You just got that hat?
Brand spanking new.
Damn. Do you order hats online or do you buy them at a store?
I order them online.
You're going to have to maybe send me that link. I'll take a chance.
You just have to decide. I'd love to buy you hats, but you have to decide what type of hat, because I don't really see you wearing this type of hat. Like, I don't know if I see you in this style of hat. I would buy you one happily. I'd buy you multiple.
This is what I talk about when you take things too far. You don't need to buy me anything. I just want the link
to
where the inventory is.
It's not that I need to buy you anything, but like I'm the hat guy. You buy your friends a few hats. I want to do that, but I want to make sure you're actually going to wear them, because your hat style confuses me a little bit. I feel like you don't even know what type of hats you like.
No, you're absolutely right. It's hard for me to know because I've never been able to be fully be a hat guy because I have such a big head and they rarely fit me. So I'll sacrifice on the look if it fits me well. I like that hat, but why would it not be for me? Because it's like a little too neon or something?
Just never seen you wear a hat like this. I think it would look fine. Also, we do this a lot, but I have a very large head as well.
Yeah, that is true. I have to remember that. So if you find a hat that fits your head, the chances that you'll find me a hat that fits my head are pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough because I like the vintage retro look, but then I got that one from the Ryder Cup, and you said it, and I think you're right. Like, it's a cool hat. I like it backwards, but frontwards I kind of look like a fuckboy.
Yeah, it's too big, which is weird, but it's hat. It's a sick hat.
Yeah, it is a cool hat. All right, we'll talk. We'll talk later because I'm gonna need a raise hat. Let's go through let's go through some of the comments real quick, and then we will get started. It's 10:10 in the morning. Sorry for the late start. I was finishing breakfast. I'm on. My wife found this yogurt. Are you a yogurt guy?
I like those Oikos Greek yogurt protein things. You know what I'm talking about?
No, not really. Are they like little like Go-Gurt things? Like
no, they're just regular yogurts. They got 20 grams of protein.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not the biggest yogurt guy, but I like them when I eat like fruit if I'm not going to make a smoothie. So I got some banana, blueberries, a little granola, honey, and my wife got this new yogurt. It is some of the best yogurt I've ever had in my entire life. So I'll say I was going to send it to you if you're a yogurt guy, but if you're
Definitely
not,
send it to me.
I am only here to hear about how Jeff Sunday was already tucked in bed for the ending of the game last night. Joke's on you, Total Slayer. That game, I was up for the whole thing. That was the perfect start time. 3 o'clock and 6:30.
Really good. I was at that Primrose Lanes for the entirety of both games.
I thought you were there. What a great spot. When Krabs was in Orlando, I did tell him he asked for a spot. They ended up going somewhere cool that I never been. Club Stadium. I want to go check that place out.
It's tough to give people Orlando recommendations, not because I don't want to give them Orlando recommendations, but the tourist part of Orlando and the local part of Orlando are completely different worlds. So
100%.
When people come to town, it's like, I'll tell you about the spots by Disney and Universal, but I don't hang out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Well said. Fake Sharps, thank you. Good morning. No shot. Jeff was awake for the Iceman. Oh, I was, brother. I was. Last 8 games of football. We got 2 with OT. Yeah. The Bears earned my respect going into next season. Malcolm, I'm right there with you. McDermott firing is nuts. Who's out there that's better? Yeah, that's always a good question. But at the end of the day, I'm not of the belief that you shouldn't fire your head coach and suffer through more mediocrity if there's no one better, personally.
That's the definition of insanity, is continuing to do the same thing and expecting different results. McDermott had to go. The problem is the GM had to go too. But if you think McDermott should keep his job, you don't get to have Josh Allen and not take him to a Super Bowl. That's on you. It's on you. You know you're going to get blamed. You know Josh Allen ain't getting blamed. That's for sure. If we learned one thing about Josh Allen this year specifically, holy shit, that motherfucker is free of blame. Yep. He will not get any blame. He could turn the ball over 6 times. It wouldn't matter. Josh Allen.
We'll get into it. Let's just touch on some more of these comments. Oh, here's a great one. Jay Thorpe, I'm not going to put you in timeout this early. Love Jeff's new betting strategy of copying all Beeve's bets. Beeve going with James Cook rushing and receiving after my immaculate sell job that you even glazed me for and pretending like you didn't see it is an all-time move. And then to follow it up with me asking him for a bet in the Seahawks-Niners game. I know you guys don't know this, so I'll tell you this. This motherfucker was like, you thought I'd ask him to fucking hack the CIA mainframe. He was like, oh, I don't know, man. I kind of like Rashid Shaheed receiving yards. And I'm like, can you come back to me later? I'm like, oh, what's wrong? And now all of a sudden you don't have a fucking 5-unit whale to hammer, Mr. Plum. All of a sudden I got you shaking in your boots because I asked you for a playback. Beef. I need a beef break after this weekend. Were you about to say something, by the way? I didn't mean to interrupt
Jay Thorpe with just A+ rage bait. I mean,
he's good.
Jay Thorpe knew exactly what he was doing, and it just was executed to perfection.
I got to give Hovey credit if Hovey's in here. Hovey fucking cooked when he called Beeve out after posting that card and was like, nice job posting your card early so that it looks like Jeff Sunday will just be copying all your bets. Yeah, Beeve's smart. He likes to play dumb. He's smarter than that, but nice job, Hovey. Way to go. Joe Burrow to the Texans, book it. Yeah, I don't know about that. How about them Pats? Thanks for the 9.5, DGen. Yeah, you can't thank me without thanking Steak, man. Steak absolutely stood on business. I'm gonna glaze you quite a bit for this weekend because you were on absolute fire. Did you have the Bears 3.5, 4.5?
Yeah, but the parlay, my plus 1,400 parlay was Bears money line. That was kind of like a deflating end to the weekend where I feel like I did kind of nail all the games, but doesn't matter. Bears didn't get it done.
Manungai, one short eye, Poppy. That was tough, but I'll own it. And I hope you guys respect me for this. That was a shit read. He got enough carries. He got like 13 carries and he averaged less than 3 yards a carry. I didn't love the play calling from Ben Johnson, but yeah, that was just not a good read. I wanted to feed on a live feed Caleb throw to Steak. Yeah. Morning, fellas. What's up, Zapix? Haven't seen your name in a while. Hey, DJ, I've never seen someone get glazed so much as Josh Allen and Caleb. I hate the internet. Congratulations on your god tier throw and 5 interceptions. McDay flying right end. Yep. Taking prices are $5K. Okay. you see anything else that needs to DJ
Yeah,
looks like a 5-panel hat guy? All right, Fanatics got some
get
great
into
hats. Jeff definitely ain't a 5950 hat guy either. Yep, 10-gallon head on a 5-gallon body. Dude, a little shoot 'em up is fucking hilarious. We're absolutely gonna have to shoot 'em up. What region are you in? What region are you in?
You told us.
DJ's definitely a dad hat guy. I am. Gambling hat, dad hats, W's. Jeff's hat is bigger.
Midwest is my guess for Little Shoot 'em Up. I'll go with Midwest.
We'll shoot him up, by the way, with a sub 3 months for a little shoot him up. He's been a great addition. We like having him in here. Perfect start times. That's right. Yep. Rumor just came out. Mike McDaniel favoring being the OC in Tampa. Bad guy Jim. That would make sense. I don't think he wants to leave the state of Florida. Why would he?
Sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yep. OKC, born and raised Oklahoma guy. Would not have guessed that. Half this fucker's carries were on 3rd and 1 when it was the most obvious shit coming. Yeah, it was a little annoying, but John Gruden, welcome to Buffalo. That would be cool. Seahawks, congrats on the Super Bowl. All right. I think it's time to get into it, Steak. Thank you for everybody for tuning in and joining in on a Monday. I believe it's a holiday. Some of you might be working, some of you might not be. If you are on YouTube, make sure you like the stream and subscribe to the page. Twitch, good morning. So we almost got 100 in here nice and early. Make sure you're following. Thank you to everybody that's subbed. If you're on Twitter, be great if you came over here and watched us on a page we monetize on. Watch an ad, we make a nickel. But if not, just stay put. First game from the weekend, the Buffalo Bills in Denver. And Steak, you and I went head-to-head on Saturday. I went 0-2. You went 2-0. Nice job. But I pulled a little Steak move, and I really, really tried to get you to come around, and you didn't. And I got to give you credit because you stood on business. You stood your ground. I always call you a flip-flopper. You do flip-flop, but you didn't. You did not flip-flop. Really across the board. I'm beyond impressed. But I declared the Denver Broncos as the fake sharp play of the millennium. They opened as a 1.5-point dog at home. They flipped to a favorite. I thought this was going to be the perfect chance where, yes, the squares were still on Buffalo. I was not denying that, but I thought that it was just the ideal fake sharp spot for the Broncos. Then the morning comes, you see Betting Queen is on Denver. You see all these people talking about, is anybody thinking Denver is going to win tonight? I thought it was lining up perfectly. I really did.
It actually was.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Josh Allen fucked it up. Yeah. Josh Allen fucked it up. Josh Allen lost this game for the Buffalo Bills. Point blank. I'm just going to shoot you straight. And I don't know that a lot of people are going to have an easy time accepting that. I already see people on Twitter talking about you can't criticize Josh Allen. Without Josh Allen, the Bills wouldn't even be here to begin with. That's not the point.
The only quarterback in the NFL you can't criticize, by the way. The only quarterback that gets that post from the NFL that says, oh, you got to feel for Josh Allen. It's like, bruh, give me a fucking break. He's the man. We all know that. He's not free of criticism. What are we doing?
Correct. When Josh Allen came out and he was crying and he said, I let the team down, he was right. He was absolutely right. There's no need for everybody to go around on Twitter and be like, Josh Allen didn't let his team out. Without Josh Allen, they wouldn't be there in the first place. Listen, did you know Josh Allen's overtime record before that game and seeing that graphic and that stat?
I know it's 0-3 after they changed the rules for him.
Believe he was 0-7 and now he's 0-8. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't even really know where to start, but let's try to start from the beginning of this game.
Sure.
Buffalo on the opening drive. I didn't go back and watch this game, but I do have a pretty good memory with this stuff. I watched a lot of football this weekend, obviously, as you did as well. The opening drive of that game was perfect for the Denver Broncos. Do you recall they drove all the way down the field? Do you recall there was a tipped pass that I believe the running back still caught and gained about 5-6 yards? Mm-hmm. There were 1 or 2 tackles in the backfield that could have been tackles for losses that were broken. Poor tackling by the Bills, by the way. We'll talk about Joey Bosa in a second. This guy's fucking useless. But then the fumble, Broncos fumble the ball, but there's an offsides to negate that. But the Bills bent, and they didn't break. Yep. And they held them to 3. And you and I were texting, and you nailed this early. You were like, Bo Nix does not look like the moment's too big for him. And I was like, I don't know, man. Scripted drive, extra week to prepare. This is Sean Payton at his finest. This is how he does this. Let's wait till the second half. But that was a great job ultimately by Buffalo not allowing the touchdown. Then they get the ball, and they scored 7-3. And I'm thinking that is exactly what the Bills needed. They get the ball back. James Cook fumbles. Unbelievable form tackle. And what you'd think is a huge turn of events, but it really wasn't. It really wasn't. Buffalo weathered that storm. I thought they responded just fine. But the end of the half is where I got fucking furious. They get aggressive. They try to get some yards and maybe get a field goal. And my biggest problem is Josh Allen running with the football, as careless as he was, holding it like a loaf of bread, not holding it like this, almost acting as if I'm a football god. There's no way I could turn the ball over with 10 seconds left and give the Broncos a chance for points before halftime. That's how he operated. That's how
Almost
he played.
Nothing to gain from it either, because they were still at their own 40 when he fumbled that, or 35. He would have needed to pick up like 25 more yards to even have a shot for the Bills to kick a field goal. And also, let's be real, as we go through this game, we're going to blame everyone a little bit. That's on coaching too.
100%.
Just
100%.
Just go to halftime.
But here's the problem. Coaches get in their own heads. And you know why McDermott did that? Because the biggest criticism has been he's a pussy. He is a pussy.
Yeah.
And here's the problem. Sometimes when guys get in their heads and they try to be somebody they're not, I don't have the biggest problem stake with him doing that. Although there is room for criticism, but you really, really don't think that that's going to happen. You don't think that's going to happen.
No, you don't.
That was, in my opinion, like one of the biggest kicks in the nuts for Buffalo Bills bettors. We'll stop there in that first half, but going into the second half, so the score was 20-10. It went from 10-10 to 20-10, I believe, in the matter of a minute. I'm still thinking that the Bills are not out of this game. Still thinking that.
Yeah, I thought that.
Okay.
I thought that too, of course.
Buffalo goes into the second half, and this is where I thought Sean Payton started to Sean Payton. There was a 3rd and 3 with the Denver Broncos inside the 15-yard line. And instead of being aggressive, he calls a pitch play. I want to say it was even to the short side of the field. The Broncos lose a yard. It's 4th and 4, and Payton settles for 3, gets a field goal. Then I know you remember Sean Payton punted from the 40-yard line, the Bills' 40-yard line.
That's when that was the first time the entire game that I thought the Bills were winning, when Sean Payton punted from the 40. And then, if I'm not mistaken, it was a fair catch at the 15, and then Josh Allen went 85 yards for a touchdown, right?
Yeah. Yep. I
thought at that point, I was like, yep, Sean Payton just pussed out of this game, and the Bills are absolutely winning. That was the only point when I thought the Bills were winning.
Yep. I give the Bills credit for staying in it, for making it a game, and having multiple chances to win this game. But this is the part that I have been dreading for a very, very long time. I got to glaze Sean Payton a little bit, because man, oh man, I had some fucking tweets ready to go after those calls by Sean Payton, taking his foot off the gas a little bit. I mean, this is a team. They scored 3 points in the third quarter and a touchdown in the fourth quarter, not till the very last possession for them, right? So they go basically almost the whole second half only scoring 3 points at home against the Bills defense. That shouldn't happen, but that's Sean Payton right there. But he did a couple things that I was really, really impressed with. Most importantly, do you remember when the Bills had, I think, Lewis in the secondary? This guy was making plays left and right. He went down, and then a backup I believe his name was Savage or Jackson. Sean Payton, this happened twice. Sean Payton called a play immediately attacking the backup defender. I got to give him credit. That is coaching. And then I got to give Bo Nix credit. Bo Nix played his fucking dick off, dude. Bo Nix, but we're QBR guys. Bo Nix, 64 QBR. Josh Allen, 48. 26 of 46, 279, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 12 carries, 29 yards. Didn't necessarily bust loose, but man, he was playing very, very smart football for a young quarterback.
Yeah. I think I nailed it with the phrasing when I texted you. Bo Nix was poised. Bo Nix never looked rattled. Bo Nix never looked like his head was out of the game. Bo Nix never looked like he was freaking out. I thought he looked like a really good, solid veteran quarterback. Obviously, he had the interception. He outplayed Josh Allen. I think if you don't have any sort of weird blinders on, that's just completely 100% the truth. Bo Nix outplayed Josh Allen. But I guess if I'm giving Bo Nix more credit than I'm giving Sean Payton. I'm not hating on Sean Payton. I think he did fine. I think he's a perfectly good football coach. I teeter with the overrated, underrated thing for Sean Payton. I think this would be a really impressive trip to the Super Bowl if he can pull this off. Obviously, Bo Nix breaking his ankle sucks. Mm-hmm. Even if you're a Broncos hater, that just sucks. Like Drake May, Bo Nix to go to the Super Bowl would have been really awesome.
That would have been awesome.
Really, really awesome, underrated game. But man, Sean Payton has a chance to do something crazy, because if he gets to a Super Bowl with Jarrett Stidham, I mean, the glaze for this guy will be out of control. I think if he can manage to do that. I don't think he's going to, but we're not talking about that right now. I just want to say, this is the thing that I have to address. I'm working on the F word. I love Josh Allen. I love Bills fans. I think Bills fans are some of the most fun, awesome fans in the entire NFL. What we did with Josh Allen after this game is probably my least favorite reaction that I've ever seen to a team losing. And I know that it was like, this is the year for Josh Allen. There's no Lamar. There's no Pat Mahomes. There's no Tom Brady. Like, this has to be the year. And I know Bills fans felt that pressure too. That you're just looking, you're like, wow, we just have to get past Bo Nix and then the winner of Drake May and CJ Stroud. Like, this just has to be our year. We already won a tough one in Jacksonville. I know you're freaking out. I know if you're Buffalo, you want a Super Bowl bad. I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. I know the feeling. But what we did with Josh Allen after that game, where we found every excuse in the book we could for a quarterback with 4 turnovers, we started crying about the refs. We were crying about that pass interference on Courtland Sutton that got them 17 yards. Meanwhile, Joey Bosa literally hit Nix 2 whole minutes after the play. So even if that wasn't pass interference on Courtland Sutton, that would have been roughing the passer. There was a blatant holding in the end zone that would have ended the game. Blatant holding in the end zone that would have ended the game. 32-30, Broncos would have won, and Bo Nix wouldn't have got hurt. There's so many things you could cry about on both ends. But the crying we were doing, and also, let me just tell you, let me just be very clear when I say this. And anybody that disagrees, DM me, and I will send you a video that is undeniable. Brandon Cooks did not catch that ball. Brandon Cooks didn't catch the ball. And the fact that you didn't watch it enough, like, everybody's overreacting. Oh my God, that's a catch, that's a catch, that's a catch. And then it comes out the next day, there's about 40 defensive backs on the timeline saying, this is not a catch. This is not a catch. Watch the video. He never came close to having possession. He never came close to having the ball in his hands. It's just crazy. I can't believe what we were doing. We wanted Josh Allen to win a Super Bowl so bad that we literally were blinded. We were blinded. The entirety of Twitter, completely blind. That's what everybody was. It drove me absolutely insane. It got me in this point where I'm like, damn, am I like hating on a quarterback and a fan base that I actually love because Twitter is literally glazing this guy for losing and throwing 4 interceptions? You got to feel for Josh Allen. Ask if the NFL made a post like that for CJ Stroud or Caleb Williams. They didn't, by the way. Just Josh Allen. You got to feel for just Josh Allen, I guess. So, yeah, the glaze for Josh Allen got completely out of control, in my opinion. Still think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Still love you, Bills fans. I was happy to see him lose after that. I thought there was some OD sore loser shit going on.
Great job. You cooked. I, as a salty Buffalo Bills fan, in that moment, I thought, you can't call this an interception. That's what I just kept trying to tell myself.
Yeah.
But I kept looking at it and I was like, it doesn't really look like a catch. And this is also why I can't take beef seriously anymore, because he was like calling me a fucking idiot for even in the moment comparing the Devontae Adams thing to Cook's thing. But he had the Rams and he had the Bills and he was defending the Cooks catch. But, of course it was the other way around for the Rams. Comparing those two in the moment I thought was fair. Then I saw Devontae Adams had the knee down. He had possession when he was contacted. Still a bit questionable because he loses possession and it pops out. I do think that there was some argument to be made, but I'm not going to die on that hill.
I agree that it should have been reviewed. But if it was reviewed, the play would have been upheld. Undoubtable. Yeah. Undoubtable. But was I surprised that they straight up said, no, we're not even going to look at it? Sure.
Yeah.
Watch it as many times you want. Like I said, if you still today on Monday at 10:30 a.m. don't believe me, I got a video for you.
Yeah.
Never a catch, not even close.
No, I'm with you. And I say this as a Bills better. Because somebody else made a really good point too. If the defender is not there, that ball is incomplete because the ball pops out. As soon as he hits the ground and rolls, that ball pops out.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing that I think people aren't prepared for. It wasn't a good pass.
Oh, that's where I am, motherfucker.
No, I know you said it.
Yes.
People aren't prepared for that conversation.
No.
It was not a good pass.
Dude.
And then he overthrows Knox by 10 yards to win the game. I'm like, bro, you're not going to give this guy any shit? Any shit? God, I just don't understand. It's like, he's awesome, man. He's awesome. But we're not going to give this guy any shit. He was bad. I'm sorry. 4 turnovers is bad. He was bad on Saturday. I don't know what to say. I thought he was 20 from James Cook. He was bad. He lost the game.
Really bad. That's so on the money. This is his passing chart, and I commented on this. All his balls failed to complete any of his 9 deep pass attempts with 2 interceptions, tied for the most deep pass attempts without a completion since 2016. This is what I think non-ball knowers forget to realize. This motherfucker was not accurate on any of his deep passes. And let me also address this. Josh Allen has one excuse and one excuse only. Go ahead.
Give him a break. JJ Miles, brother.
What do you
Everybody's getting a break. It's so crazy. But meanwhile, Tom Brady's winning Super Bowls with Julian Edelman and Danny Amendola. Give him a break.
Hold on. I got a better comp for you. I think you're gonna like this, and nobody's even talking about it. Cortland Sutton. Do you know when his first catch came in that game?
Yes, I do. Thank you for saying it. Bo Nix's weapons are so much
Thank
better.
you. Now, one fucking person's talking about Bo Nix. Hold on. Let's name them. Marvin Mims Jr., Lil Jordan Humphrey, Pat Bryant, Frank Crum, Evan Ingram, Tyler Batty, Nate Atkins, Adam Troutman, Adam Prentice, Jaleel McLaughlin.
Pat Bryant got hurt, by the way. He was having a nice start to the game.
Yeah, he was.
Weapons. God, you guys will make any excuse.
Any fucking excuse.
The stuff that JJ Miles is doing is going to make me hate a guy that I love. Oh, give it a rest, dude. Do you ever get tired of making excuses for this guy? You're going to be doing it your whole life. If excuses were Super Bowl championships, then Josh Allen would be the best quarterback in history.
Dude, I can't believe it. If you just fucking sit there and make excuses, he doesn't have any weapons. His defense is moose shit. Brother, what more do you want his defense to fucking do? What more do you want them to do? He turned the ball over 4 times and he still had a fucking chance to win. I'm not here to tell you the Bills have a great defense. And I still, because of that, think that the Bills GM should have been fired today.
The Bills have the leading rusher in the NFL.
And they have a really good pass defense, I think.
You know what Bo Nix got from his running game? 10 carries for 41 yards from a rookie from UCF who's like 5'4" and Jaleel McLaughlin. Just stop it, man.
Yeah.
Stop it.
You got it. If you watch that game, you have to come away saying one thing and one thing only. Josh Allen was bad. That is my biggest takeaway from the game. Josh Allen lost that game in a game he could have, and I think should have won. He had many opportunities. The underthrows were a joke. That missed throw, and I understand he was pressured, and it was a big moment, but bro, he's not a first or second year quarterback. That throw to Dawson Knox in the end of regulation should have ended the game. It should have ended the game. And that fucking controversial call on Brandon Cooks was an underthrow. Sorry, shouldn't even have happened if it was a better throw.
It was, yeah. And then let's give shout out because when this happened, you got to give shout outs to the realistic fans. Slander W, I'm sorry. I know you're a Bills fan. I know it's a tough loss. Not trying to pour it on you at all. I know that, but I respect that you're being realistic.
How cool and Fluke. I like you a lot too. You're expecting him to be perfect, brother.
That's what I'm exhausted from. Is this what Twitter was?
I just showed you this.
Him not to turn the ball over 4 times.
I just showed you this.
Make the throw to Knox. And somebody said Mahomes makes the throw. Goddamn right he does. You're goddamn right. He makes a very easy throw to Dawson Knox to win that game. You are goddamn right. Pat Mahomes makes that throw every single time.
Every time. Every fucking time. If Josh Allen wants to be a great quarterback, you got to make one of these fucking throws. Lead Brandon Cooks. Don't underthrow him. Hit Dawson Knox right there. Don't turn the ball over and be careless with it and fumble it before halftime.
Expect him to be perfect. Like there's no difference between 4 turnovers and perfect. I don't even know what we're doing.
No.
I don't even know what we're doing. People are losing their minds about it, I think.
That throw could have lost them the game. What did Hefe say? I missed a comment he's touching on.
Oh, I think he said Knox could have not scored. Is that what he said? I missed it.
No, I think Knox would have scored personally.
I think he would have too, yeah.
Not to mention, Bo dealt with multiple drops again. No run game in Allen. Why not throw at Riley Moss, who everyone claims is bad? Bo Chapman Nick says, God, let me in this chat. What are you doing in Twitter, brother?
Hey, come in the chat. No one's
Come on, man. Come into Twitch. Honestly, what we're going to start doing too is we're going to shut down on Twitter after we get going. So why don't you come over here and Twitch, search the Fake Sharps. You can find it on YouTube too if you're a YouTube guy, not a Twitch guy. If you watch the play, there's 2 guys. Yeah, there's 2 safeties there, and he's in between them at like the 5-yard line. I think his momentum carries him into the.
Do you watch it live?
No. Sure, that's fine. But if he hits the game, if he hits them there's a chance they win the game. Wide receivers grow on trees, man. Yeah, no shit. That was one of the weakest fields in the playoff in a long time. Yep. Wasn't his best game for sure, but he brought them back to tie the game in the 4th in crunch time against a superior team. I bet the Broncos, but I definitely think the INT could have gone the other way easily. And then we are talking Bills in the championship game.
Yes, and if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. Sorry. All right, let's keep moving here. Let's keep moving. So we do need to talk about this. I just want to make sure before we move, because I see we have more people coming in. It's getting a little bit later. It's 10:37. I did apologize to Sean McVay, although he was very, very close. Sean McVay. I keep doing that. Sean Payton. He was very close to Sean Paytoning another second half and blowing that game. But I want to make sure I gave him his respect. He had a great game plan offensively. He was smart. He attacked the guys that came into the Bills secondary off the bench whenever there were injuries. And Bo Nix deserves every bit of glaze. You said it from the get-go. I was like, let's wait and see when it's not a scripted drive. Then when it's the second half getting late in this game, as the game goes on, he didn't waver. From the start, you said Bo Nix looked like the moment wasn't too big. I got to give Bo Nix his fucking credit, because if you went back in time and said when Bo Nix was at Auburn, this motherfucker was going to be hosting an AFC championship game, I would have never talked to you again, because I thought you were
outperforming Josh Allen
outperforming Josh Allen
in a 63-point game. The glaze for me is all Bo Nix. I'll give props to Sean Payton. I'm not hating on him by any means. The glaze to me was all Bo Nix. I thought Bo Nix was absolutely fantastic. So
thank you very much. It was my best read of the playoffs by far. James Cook Day, always James Cook Day.
Let me also say, since I don't think we're going to be talking about the Seahawks Niners that much,
we won't.
Now that we've gotten it out of the way, let's talk about the GM of the Bills still having his.
That's what's next on our list. Yes.
Okay, because now that I've gotten out of the way that I don't want to make excuses for Josh Allen. How does this team not have another wide receiver? How do they not have another wide receiver? How is Brandon Cooks the guy they picked up? How do they not have another wide receiver? What about Jacoby Myers?
Well, Shaheed got traded. Myers got traded.
Yeah, Shaheed would have been nice.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't believe they don't have another wide receiver on this team. It's so crazy.
It makes no sense to me. I mean, there were certainly people they could have made a move.
It was a penalty. There was a penalty on that Keon Coleman drop, so it didn't really matter. But yeah.
They went to Keon Coleman. You know what else people forgot about too? There was a wide receiver screen that Josh Allen threw into the ground where the guy picked up and the defender overran it, and he would have gotten a first down. I think the Bills didn't get a touchdown on that drive. Anyways, we're gonna stop doing this.
The hook and ladder was cool.
Oh, that was great. I thought Joe Brady did a great job.
Yeah, I thought he did too.
I thought he did a great job. And honestly, I hate to tell this to everybody, but I don't think that game is on Sean McDermott. I really don't. And I think he is a loser. I think Sean McDermott's a loser. I think firing him is the right decision, but that was not a Sean McDermott lost game. That was Josh Allen lost game. I don't know how they don't have a receiver. And I guess, you know what else is kind of annoying too? Like the Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox shit is like people actually think like, oh, these are weapons. That team, but you know, that team must feel if they don't prioritize getting Josh Allen a receiver, they must feel like those are 2 actual options.
Well, Dalton Kincaid is absolutely a weapon.
Well, he's good, but he's not a difference maker. Do you think Dalton Kincaid is a difference maker? I don't know. I guess I'm way off.
Even more of a difference maker if they had an actual wide.
Do you think he's a Trey McBride? That's
no.
that is a difference maker to
Trey
me.
McBride's the best tight end in the NFL now.
Okay, but
It's me like somebody else. It's like that's like saying, do I think a good receiver is Puka Nacua?
no.
I think
Trey McBride is the Puka Nacua of tight ends.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, hold on. Is Dalton Kincaid Tucker Kraft?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. The Bills win with Kincaid on the field. I don't think Dalton Kincaid is all that good.
Yeah, he was great. I thought he was great. 6 catches, caught all 6 of his targets for 83 yards and a touchdown.
He was certainly very good, but I think the point I'm making is that the Raiders with Brock Bowers feel like content with having an elite weapon at the position. I think the Bills feel that way with Dalton Kincaid. And it probably, as a GM, takes less pressure off of getting a top receiver. And it's like, let's get a bunch of mediocre guys because we have Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox and James Cook as a receiving can catch the ball as well.
I think, and I could be wrong, I think Dalton Kincaid's awesome. And if he stayed healthy and the Bills got a legitimate wide receiver 1, I think he would be very quickly, if not already close to a top 5 tight end in the NFL, if he's not already there.
McConkey on the Bills would have been so fun if they took him instead of Coleman. Yeah, they whiffed on Coleman. Trading for Amari Cooper didn't really do much. But I got to tell you, I mean, Khalil Shakir is a nice weapon.
He's nice. He would be nicer. Another guy who would be much nicer if they had a wide receiver 1. That's the problem. Is Khalil Shakir is an awesome receiver if you have a wide receiver 1. He can't be your wide receiver 1. That's sort of an issue.
Correct. He cannot be your wide receiver 1. Yeah, Mecole Hardman, Curtis Samuel, just an absolute joke. Curtis Samuel had 1 catch for 2 yards. Brandon Cooks had 2 for 20. Coleman had 1 catch for 10. That is it. 3 targets. Khalil Shakir had 9 targets. Ray Davis with that hook and ladder, 2 catches, 33 yards. Yeah, it was just not good. Not good for Buffalo. I guess we should also talk about it a little bit while we're here. Who do you think would be a good fit for the Bills?
I think Z Foose just nailed it. I don't recommend that 99% of the NFL trade for AJ Brown. I do think he has absolute cancer potential. But man, if I'm the Bills, I'm throwing everything I got probably to get AJ Brown on that team.
Yeah, and I guess I wouldn't be reluctant to do it if I'm the Eagles because they're in the AFC. I hate when people make trades within the division. I think it's absolutely insane. But also, it's like getting a guy out of the conference would be great
for sure. But also, we were all in agreement that Jalen Hurts is going into the year being the starting quarterback for the Eagles, right?
Yeah,
they cannot have AJ Brown on that roster.
No, dude. What if Adonai Mitchell was a throwaway piece? I mean, what about even getting him?
Yeah, he would have been good. I'm sure if he was playing for the Bills yesterday, he would have had a horrible drop. But yeah.
I think Joe Brady should be a head coach. I'm not saying that he's going to be a good head coach, but I think he has done enough to prove to me that he is a very good offensive coordinator, and taking a chance on very good offensive coordinators is better than hiring Mike McCarthy's and who's other dipshits that we've seen.
I'm totally with you.
Yeah.
Also, I want to address this comment because this is a pretty good comment. It's actually right where my head went when I was talking about it.
Good point.
But Diggs worked out before he didn't. I want to remind you, Diggs was amazing in Buffalo until it went bad. Obviously, it went bad. Diggs was awesome in Buffalo.
That's a good point. Yeah, that is a very good point. And I love Stephon Diggs. I thought that was a great move. Send Tyreek Hill to the Bills? I don't think so. If you trade AJ Brown, it's an extra $20 million cap.
You take that all day, but that's where you mentioned. I don't think the Dolphins. Wait, he's not a free agent, right? Is he a free agent?
No, I don't think so.
If he's not a free agent, the Dolphins aren't letting that happen for sure. Best wide receiver free agent, Pickens. Everything you got if you're the Buffalo Bills to get George Pickens. Everything you got.
Yep. Okay. All right. I agree. Yeah. All right. Let's go to the Niners Seahawks. So Seahawks 41-6. I don't know that we're going to talk about this game a lot. Kenneth Walker, 19 carries, 116 yards, 3 touchdowns. Seahawks come out of the gate, 17 points in the first quarter, opening kickoff for a touchdown. And the San Francisco 49ers only score 6 points. And this is where I just want to make sure, not even so much about talking the game. You deserve your flowers because you stood on business. And I thought it was really impressive. I started to realize I definitely knew from the start that the Bills would likely be public. I didn't think the Niners were going to be public. I came around to realize that they absolutely were a very, very trendy dog. Getting 7.5 points with Shanahan, with Purdy, with CMC was enough. Didn't matter if there's no Kittle. That was enough for people. My biggest concern was playoff Darnold, was Sam Darnold. And you said it, and you were absolutely right. I mean, I don't know that you've nailed a game as well as you've nailed this game. Not going to say in a long time, but maybe since they played last. You stood on business with the Seahawks against the Niners in San Francisco. You did it again. You said Darnold wasn't going to have to do a lot. You're absolutely right. 12 for 17, 124 yards, 63 QBR, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. The team ran for 33 attempts, 175, 5.3 yards per carry. And ultimately, it was their defense. 15 to 27, 140 yards, 1 interception, no touchdowns, 2 sacks, 37 QBR for Brock Purdy. Well done. You absolutely nailed it. You said Seahawks by murder. And I don't, you could talk about this game as much as you like, but you were absolutely, you could not have been more spot on about this game. Bravo.
Yeah. Thank you. I really like this team. And the reason why it actually feels really good to be right about this is because of how wrong I actually was about the Seahawks going into the year. And so many Seahawks fans gave me shit. And like, I don't fully respect fans' opinions about their teams a lot. But man, the Seahawks fans in my DMs and mentions were so right about this team. They were like, you're underselling the defense. You are underselling the defense. It's so young and nasty. And honestly, after I had pitched how much I liked Seahawks under wins, I look at the defense. Wow, even Worry was a great draft pick. Like they just got guys all over the field. And then you watch them play a few games and you immediately say like, I'm wrong. So I had to eat the shit so early in the season because the Seahawks are good, man. They're good and their defense is nasty. And the crazy thing about the defense is I feel like it's not as good as it's going to be. And like, we'll talk about the Texans defense. I actually thought they were incredible yesterday, all things considered. I'm going to go ahead and say that I think the Seahawks have the best defense in the NFL. And the fact that they have the best defense in the NFL this year, when you would have thought they'd be a few years away because they're so young, is crazy. I got nothing but glaze for the Seahawks. And yes, Sports Clown, I thought that too. That was literally what I said. Sam Darnold behind the mediocre offensive line, it's not going to work. I was wrong. Everything is working. Mike McDonald's a really good football coach. And one thing I want to say, I think you got a little glimpse. Kenneth Walker is a feature running back in this NFL that the Seahawks are forcing to be running back by committee. And I'm sure it makes sense because Charbonnet is good enough and you don't need to wear these guys out. Kenneth Walker is good at football. Kenneth Walker is really good at football.
I think so too, man.
And I think he's significantly better than Zach Charbonnet. I can't help thinking that. But yeah, the story is about the defense. And the story is about the fact that the Seattle Seahawks are the most dominant football team in the NFL. And now they get a really interesting game. It's a really interesting game against the Rams next week and all that experience coming off another game we'll talk about, but kind of a stinker in my opinion by the Rams. But yeah, the Seahawks are nasty, nasty dudes. And if you asked me who I wanted to play, or I'm sorry, who I didn't want to play, if I was any of these teams, I would not want to play the Seattle Seahawks anywhere in America. I don't care if it's in Seattle. I don't care if it's in San Francisco. I do not care where the game is. I would be shaking in my boots if I had to play the Seahawks right now.
Yeah, well said. One thing that the Seahawks have been doing really, really well is drafting. I think they are absolutely nailing the draft. Emanwari, the safety from South Carolina, I think he was a second-round pick, and I think they even traded up to get him. They absolutely fucking nailed the guy's an absolute freak. How about Devin Witherspoon? Getting a shutdown corner. I think he was from Illinois. Does that sound about right? Byron Murphy getting a nasty nose tackle from, I think he went to Texas. It was part of the reason I faded Texas that next year because they lost both their interior guys. They've drafted well. They have a defensive-minded head coach, and they're so smart as an organization because they got a smart offensive coordinator with Clint Kubiak. That's doing exactly what you need to do, and featuring JSN as a top wide receiver. When the Seahawks signed Sam Darnold, I'm sure there's a tweet out there where I said this, but I was immediately like, oh, I want to fade this team. And you were right in lockstep with me. And I think shout out POD Pete, not to shit on him, but POD Pete faded the Seahawks for a significant amount of money. Everything you were saying was making sense. And this is going to sound so silly and so stupid, but do you remember when I made the magic win total of a 5-unit play and what I told you? It was when you took me to a courtside game. We saw that team run out of the locker room and they just looked like they liked each other. You can see it on the bench. They liked each other. A team that likes each other and has good camaraderie and chemistry is terrifying. And try not to laugh, but I think I told you this when I was doing it a long time ago. I was like, up late for some reason. I don't know why. And I was just looking out, trying to find something to watch. And there was like Mina Kimes hosting a show, like a live show on a stage. I don't know where she was. And she had Julian Love, cornerback for the Seahawks, who went to Notre Dame, come out and she was interviewing him. This is before the season. And I mainly watched it because I like Julian Love. And she was talking about the team and the defense. And this guy was going through everybody and talking about how much he loved them. Like shit they do off the field, their personality, their characteristics, and how good they are on the field. And the way he was selling the defense, I was like, holy shit. This team might be scary. I didn't bet on him, but I didn't fade him. So thank you, Mina Kimes, for the Mina Kimes show. She saved me about 1 or 2 units. But you were absolutely right. Sam Darnold or no Sam Darnold, the team doesn't have to do that much. And that is why he can exceed in high pressure situations. Because this is the best fit.
It's a dream situation. You know how many quarterbacks are watching this situation saying, I'd kill to be the quarterback. Right now, I'd give everything I got to be the quarterback for this team. Make that one throw to JSN in the end zone, and that's pretty much it. That's all you had to do. He made a couple good throws to Cooper Kupp. If you had to go guy for guy right now in the NFL, you'd have a hard time topping the Seattle Seahawks defense. Just guys after guys after guys.
And nobody would have said that before the year of being the quarterback.
Seahawks fans were saying it. They were in my DM saying it. Like I said, they absolutely nailed it. The Seahawks fans nailed this team. They're fun to watch. And I'm rooting for Sam Darnold. Like, it is a very Minnesota Vikings thing to have your quarterback go somewhere in the next year and win the Super Bowl. Feels very Vikings-ish, but with that, I'm rooting for the guy. Seems like a nice guy. I think I would pretty firmly set on riding the Seahawks train till the wheels fall off.
Sure. Okay. All right, let's get to Sunday. By the way, we're going to do the Pickett pregame today, guys. For the national championship. I'm going to send the link in the chat right now, youtube.com/Pickett Sports. Shout out Pickett, being a Fake Sharp sponsor. And we're going to talk Miami, Indiana. I think we said 6:30 steak Eastern. Does that work? I think we can just run about a half hour. The game's at 7:30. W start time. Great start times yesterday. 7:30 today. Not that 8:15 bullshit. Nobody needs to do that. Go to the YouTube the Pickett YouTube page, and we'll see you there. All right. Yesterday, great day of football. And it started with you once again standing on business. I came to you. I came to you as a boy, and I said, Steak, I need to know, because I don't like doing this, but we just rode Drake May against the Chargers. I don't like going back to the same team, the same player too often. Are we really going to do it again? Because it started to feel like everybody was on the Patriots. And I still think they were. There were absolutely some smart people on the Texans, but I still think the Patriots were a bit square. Personally, you disagree? Okay. That's fine. That's not even really the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is this. I got nervous. I didn't waver against the Chargers. I got nervous against the Texans. And I'm a defensive guy, and I love that defense. And I was like, oh, no. And you said, you didn't even hesitate. You're like, no, it's the fucking Patriots. I was like, all right. Your confidence? I was like, fuck it. I'm going in. Drake May is the guy. Now, we'll talk about him in a second, but I went over touchdown passes, over team total. Nobody thought the Patriots were going to score on this Texans offense or defense in the snow. And even a little ladder. Shout out Sports Clown, -9.5 at +240. So thank you for standing on business. This was the Steak Stand on Business weekend. I absolutely love it. 28-16. Talk about Josh Allen being a problem. Holy fuck, CJ Stroud on the playoffs. We'll go through the game, but what were your takeaways?
That Houston, Texas defense is really nasty. And I know it's weird to say that to be glazing a defense after they gave up 28 points. I know they didn't give up 28 points, by the way. I know there was that pick 6, but
sure,
it's weird to be glazing a defense when you come out. CJ Stroud had one of the worst quarterback performances I've ever seen. And I'll even go one further. The offensive line for the Texans, I'm almost thinking it would have been better if you just didn't have offensive linemen out there, and at least CJ Stroud knew what was coming and didn't have to deal with the illusion of thinking that maybe for once one of his offensive linemen would block for him. At least he would know, and he would have been better if he had 0 offensive linemen out there and 12 receivers or whatever the fuck. It was so bad. CJ Stroud was so bad, but I just want to be fair. He had no chance.
Yeah, I know.
He had no chance. And his receivers, I know they're young. You can't keep dropping the ball and having it go up in the air, so it's a tipped pass. And I think that happened twice. Like, you can't have that happen. The linemen were so bad. The offensive line for the Texans is one of the worst we've seen. CJ Stroud is awful. And that's why I'm glazing the defense, because there was a point in that second half of that game where it was a one-score game. And CJ Stroud had a chance to have a drive to take the lead.
Mm-hmm.
That credit has to go to the defense. And also, love Drake May. He's my guy. I'm backing him next week too. Sorry, spoiler alert. I'll keep taking Drake May in square spots. I don't care. He wasn't very good yesterday. And I know those boys are nasty. Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter. I know that. Got to hold on to that fucking football, man. Drake May has to hold on to the football. Take the sack. I don't care. Hold on to the football. He made some throws. He wasn't great. And also a good shout by Deej. I feel like New England defense is so disrespected. I remember them saying it's the Chargers. Who cares how bad the Chargers offensive line is? They can't get any pass rush. It doesn't matter. It's like, that's
I got one more for you, not to interrupt your cooking, but when I bet Quinn Ewers under passing yards in the last week of the season, I said he just went against the Bengals and the Bucks, two shitty defenses. I'm not overvaluing Quinn Ewers. And everybody said, wait till you find out that the Patriots defense is also just as bad. I was like, really?
Yeah, a lot of people saying that. They were getting
that's crazy.
Yeah.
There must be some stat analytic metric or something, DVOA bullshit. I thought their defensive line was awesome. I thought Marcus Jones was great. Christian Gonzalez is unbelievable. I mean, maybe there's some issue with the linebackers. I don't know, but I thought they were pretty good.
I thought they were pretty good too. Yeah, I thought they were pretty good. They forced 6 turnovers, and they held Justin Herbert to 3 points. They're playing great ball. And now they're going to have another very attainable task. They have to stop Jarrett Stidham to go to the Super Bowl. And like I said, I think Patriots might just be that team, everybody's been crying about them not playing anyone all year. They keep winning. Winning in the NFL is hard. I don't care what anybody says. Beating Justin Herbert's hard. Beating CJ Stroud is hard. Winning in the playoffs is hard. Ask Josh Allen. Ask Lamar Jackson. It's hard. Doesn't matter who you play. Mm-hmm. I'm impressed with the Patriots. I'm impressed with Vrabel, dude. Vrabel deserves some credit. And the Tennessee Titans are just sitting there looking kind of stupid.
Kind of stupid. They're one of the dumbest organizations of all time.
Yeah.
All fucking.
Mike Vrabel is so obviously a guy. It's like crazy.
Patriots defense has allowed the lowest yards per carry when Milton Williams plays. Let me tell you how I feel about Milton Williams. Ooh, I get all fucking warm and fuzzy inside. I used to love. I mean, I fell in love with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a young lad in the 90s, like the late 90s. I was watching that defense and I was like, oh my God, John Lynch, Derek Brooks, Rondé Barber, but watching Warren Sapp play football. Like, here's the thing, because I play defensive line. When my parents would come watch me play football, they couldn't even see me do anything. Yeah. Like, being a lineman is not sexy. No. Offensive or defensive. Nobody watches the game. You watch the ball. So you watch the quarterback, you watch the receivers, you watch the running back, you see the ball in the play. You never look at the lineman. I couldn't take my eyes off of Warren Sapp. When I played video games, I played them with Warren Sapp. Milton Williams is fucking phenomenal. I don't even know where did this guy come from?
The Eagles.
Well, I'm sorry. I know he came from the Eagles. Where did he go to college?
Good question.
I'm going to pull it up right now.
Yes, it's a big school.
Oh, it is?
It is.
Well, he's from Texas.
Okay, but I don't think he went to Texas, but I could be wrong. I weirdly want to say Alabama.
Not a big school.
Not a big school. Okay, I'm way off.
La Tech.
We'll shoot him up. Just nailed it.
La Tech. 3rd round, 73rd overall pick. I mean, this guy is an unbelievable defensive lineman. He is so fun to watch play football, and he was just absolutely dominating whoever was in front of him. Yeah, he's a problem. And it's interesting to hear that you're already going to be on the Patriots, because you're once again just standing on business and you're not wavering. Like, you're into the Patriots, you're into Drake May, but I'm with you. I'm a Drake May guy too, but you just said it and I just want to echo it. He was not very good yesterday. He made a couple of big throws. That fourth down,
big throws, but overall he was not very good.
He was not very good, and you have to. If you are going to run the ball, you have got to fucking protect it, dude. It is not that important to get 5 yards instead of 4 if you're going to put yourself at risk of fumbling the football against a nasty defense like that. So he definitely he stayed about as calm and poised as he possibly could have. They're not easy conditions, and that was a terrifying defense. But I was nervous, especially in that third quarter. I was nervous that CJ Stroud is so bad. All Drake May has to do is just be average, and he wasn't even really playing average.
Yeah, we'll The turnovers were bad. It's tough to say average. He was teetering with average for sure. It was
Okay.
not as he didn't look amazing. The Texas defense is nasty, dudes. I'll keep saying that is a disgusting defense. They need to get an offensive line on that team ASAP. I don't know if CJ Stroud's the guy, but we can't make that decision until they get anybody on the offensive line that's not a bag boy.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll give him that. And also, I mean, not having Nico Collins was massive. Like Christian Kirk.
Massive. We just said it. Those rookie wide receivers are flailing their arms up in the ball, letting the ball go up and be tipped. Like some of those weren't on CJ Stroud. I'm not sure. I can't defend CJ Stroud. He was awful. And yes, what Deej is saying has to be mentioned. Insane catch. The Diggs catch was great too. The Diggs catch for a touchdown, I'm telling you right now, a lot of guys don't make that catch.
That booty catch was unbelievable. I mean, as soon as I saw it happen, I was like, no way he caught it. I mean, we're analyzing catches in the playoffs, like every single, millimeter that ball moves. And I was like, no way he caught it. And then I saw the replay and I was like, this motherfucker caught it. And then they went to commercial and I tweeted it. That's when Beav was a fucking moron again. But it's like that, when you saw that replay, you knew that was a catch.
Yeah.
Correct.
Good question by Dilgod. What's your opinion there?
Where is Dilgod? Oh, see, Steak, if Stroud was on the Seahawks, are they in the same spot? Oh, God.
Pretty good question, right? I'll go ahead and say no. I didn't like the way CJ Stroud was acting after that Steelers game. That shit rubbed me.
Oh, my God. Can I tell you another thing about CJ Stroud that I don't like? He's a doofus. CJ Stroud is a little doofus.
Do you remember his rookie year when they asked for his top 5 quarterbacks on a podcast and he put himself in there?
Of course I do. CJ Stroud, I don't know. I mean, he's probably a good dude. I'm sure he's probably like a man of God and all this shit or whatever. But when it comes to being a competitor and someone on the field, he's a little bit of a doofus. And he kind of has, in my opinion, some Justin Fields in him. When you look at Justin Fields, you look him in the eyes, you could tell in New York, nothing was there. He was empty. He was a
little
man.
bit feels that way with CJ Stroud. Yeah, you're right.
Justin Fields.
Also, dude, big bro and Caleb Williams feels so funny now.
Wild.
It just feels like you're not the big bro guy. Like you saw that one where like Tom Brady, big bros, Lamar Jackson, but with praise and like CJ Stroud, you're not that guy.
No,
you're not that guy that should be big broing people.
This guy wins Rookie of the Year, and he basically took it as like, oh yeah, well I'm the next big thing.
I've arrived.
Yeah, I'm here. It's like, brother, nobody's told you what a fucking sophomore slump is. Like, hold on. I'm
sorry to cut you off again, but I just want to say I gotta question something about your brain. If you turned the ball over a bunch of times in a game like he did against the Steelers, and then you walk off the field like you threw for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns, something's off up there.
Right. Yeah. Because I think that I even think like Mahomes would be pissed off, right? Like you run off that field, he's happy the team wins, obviously, but he's upset with his performance.
No, he would go in a interview and say how much better he had to be.
Common denominator with the Fields is Ohio State has yet to develop a guy. Yeah, that's a very good point. Wait, hold on. Stroud needs a legit offensive coordinator. That's true. Nick Caley's not the guy. The guy before that wasn't the guy. That's true. Cool and Fluke, good comment. It's amazing to think you would rather have Bryce Young over Stroud.
It's amazing to think. Yeah. I have a question. What college, if you have to answer this, okay? It's hard, but you have to give an answer. Okay. What college is quarterback university?
Well, my first answer is I don't know if there is one.
Nope. That's what I'm saying. You have to answer. You have to give an answer.
Okay.
How hard is that? That's hard as shit, right?
It's hard. I'll give you the most recent answer. USC. They had Darnold, they had Leinart, they had Barkley.
That's a rough.
I know.
USC is a rough one, man. And then okay, let's go over. Okay, who did Oklahoma have? Kyler, Baker,
Sam Darnold. No, I'm not.
Sam Bradford. Yeah,
Sam Bradford. Well, didn't Jalen Hurts?
Ooh, wait a second. Who did LSU have? Jalen Hurts, I think you would claim as Alabama.
Right. Okay, yeah, probably.
No.
Well, LSU, Burrow, and Daniels.
That's already probably the winner, right?
That's probably the winner because of Burrow and Daniels. Oh, USC's Caleb and they had Dart too.
Okay, it can't be Dart. Dart isn't USC. Let's stop that. But Caleb, yes, it's a good point. It has to be where they finish their career. Dart isn't USC.
Who the fuck said Oregon?
I mean, Oregon isn't worth a mention. Justin Herbert? You're telling me there's a way better list than Justin Herbert, Bo Nix, Dylan Gabriel, and I mean,
stop with the Dylan Gabriel. Stop.
I know, but he's just a quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, okay, but stop. That's like saying fucking Sam Hartman. So does Notre Dame count?
And then there's Delaware.
Riley Leonard, Mariota. Hold on. That's a
Oregon
really
at least an underrated one. But I'd go ahead and say it might be just LSU.
Yeah, but there's just two guys.
I know there's no one else we could pull out of here real quick. There's no one else from LSU that's playing in the NFL right now.
Oh my God, Zapix making an argument for Florida is hilarious.
Florida is the worst. I'm a Gators fan. It is if you had the worst quarterback university, it would be Florida.
I don't know, dude. Notre Dame.
Tebow, Anthony Richardson, Graham Mertz, and Kyle Trask. Dude, you know how funny that is?
Brady Quinn, Deshaun Kaiser, Ian Book.
Honestly, our two teams actually are the two worst quarterback universities. That's funny. Isn't Sam Hartman? No, Sam Hartman was Notre Dame, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, he went to Wake Forest and he transferred.
Ooh, rough list. Wyoming has a better quarterback university technically than Notre Dame and Florida.
Yeah, that's not great. All right, let's touch on the last game and let's get an early exit today. And then we'll see you guys tonight at 6:30 on the Picket YouTube. All right. Rams and Bears. I felt weird about this game because I forgot I arbed this game. This is my first, can you believe it or not? This is my first loss arb betting. I took the Rams minus 12.5, and I took the Bears money line. First loss. I was rooting for the Bears. And I was rooting for the Bears because I like fresh blood. I like new teams. And I don't have like Rams fatigue at all. You know, McVay and has been there twice. Stafford 1-1. They're still like a cool team, I think. Do you agree? Like there's no Rams fatigue?
No, there's no Rams fatigue.
Okay, yeah.
Fun to watch. Still, I don't have any hate for McVay or Stafford, to be completely honest. I don't know how good they are, but we'll get into that later.
I think the Bears, and even though I've been very critical about Caleb Williams, and I think he's deserved it, but at the same time, I'm ready to give him his praise because Caleb Williams, I want to make this clear. Caleb Williams has something that Josh Allen does not have, and that is clutch. What are you laughing about?
You're so funny, man. I didn't know you were going to come in here. That throw.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I wasn't prepared. It's not.
What did I say? That's so crazy. Caleb Williams is clutch.
It's
Josh Allen is not clutch.
It's crazy. It's just you were a Caleb Williams hater, and now it's.
Hold on. All I'm saying is the guy's fucking clutch. That is literally all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
What does Javon say? It's just. I have nothing else to say.
Listen. No. I'm happy to go and criticize him. The guy threw 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
He threw one of the first fucking possession. He throws one again, although now we find out that DJ Moore gave up on the route. Did you see that, by the way?
Yes.
He threw 3 interceptions. If you were to tell me, hey, DGen, whatever, in Chicago with the Rams in town, Caleb Williams is going to go throw 3 interceptions, most Bears would probably want to argue that. I would say absolutely. Like, sign me up. I know Caleb Williams is capable of that. I'm not crowning him. How can you argue that he has the clutch gene? You can't argue.
Oh, I'm not arguing. I'm
so then what's the beef with the Josh Allen take?
There's no beef. We poured it on Josh Allen enough, so I wasn't really prepared for you to say that. It threw me off. I like Caleb Williams. I really do. I think Caleb Williams has potential, more potential than mostly anybody in the NFL to be a superstar in this league, besides Drake May. I think he's inconsistent, and that's what pisses me off. Like
very
he makes incredible throws. That throw is incredible. I don't know how a 4th and 4 from the 14 or whatever it was turns into 51 air yards. I have no idea how you let that happen. The Bears were so awful on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 yesterday. So bad that it actually hurt my brain. Like I think Ben Johnson lost that game. That's what I think. And I know You live by the sword, you die by the sword, or whatever that saying is. I understand Ben Johnson was always going to be this guy, and I respect it. God, the 3rd-and-1 runs that lost a yard to then turn into 4th-and-2 runs. I feel like that happened 3 times to Kyle Monangai. I thought Ben Johnson was so bad. I really hated that they were at the 45-yard line. And for some reason, Caleb's throwing 40 yards down the field or 30 yards down the field on that interception, which, by the way, the Rams defender made an amazing play. Like, that was an amazing catch for the Rams defender, has to be mentioned. Mm-hmm. But still, it's like, bro, you need 15 more yards to be in Cairo Santos's range to win the game. Like, you just don't need to be doing that. It was kind of confusing. Sean McVay was a giant pussy yesterday. And I think he got bailed out. And now I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. Do you think Sean McVay went into that game thinking he was going to get bailed out by Ben Johnson being too aggressive? Or Sean McVay says, I'm going to be super conservative in this game, and Ben Johnson will be too aggressive, and it will end up working out in my favor? Or was Sean McVay just a pussy? Because there was a play, I'm trying to remember the exact moment, but it was 3rd and 9, and I think the Rams had the lead before the 2-minute warning, and they ran the ball.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly what happened. How do you not remember that?
I don't know, man.
If you're going to call Sean McVay a pussy, you got to remember the play.
Well, there was multiple pussy moves, but yeah, that was
the ultimate one.
I was losing my mind at the bar. I was losing my mind. Like, are you joking? You have Matt Stafford. You don't want to let Matt Stafford try to pick up 8 yards? Are we joking? It's not 3rd and 19, bro. What are we doing? I couldn't even believe that was real. But then again, Caleb and Ben Johnson end up fucking it up. So it's like, is this what Sean McVay thought was going to happen all along, or did Sean McVay just coach the softest game of all time? Because the Bears were better yesterday, man. The Bears were the better team yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, good job. You kind of took a lot of my talking points here.
Sorry.
No, that's totally fine. I was tweeting up a storm. Sometimes I always wonder when I'm live tweeting if people like it or if they don't like it, but I also remember that you could just mute me. I had one guy say that he liked it, so I just kept doing it. All it takes is one.
I'll never stop live tweeting.
I was tweeting from almost start to finish about how I was very, very disappointed with Ben Johnson's game plan. And I want to be clear because, again, this is the last time I'll say it, but Beef saying that Ben Johnson is a shit coach is not the same as me criticizing Ben Johnson's game plan. Ben Johnson is a very good coach, and he's an unbelievable play caller. Ben Johnson got intimidated of Sean McVay on the sideline. And I think what Ben Johnson did was he went into that game and said, we have to score 30 points. Like, that's what we have to do. We have to score 30 points to win this game. And I understand why you'd say that, because you have Stafford and Nakua on the other side and your defense hasn't really been all that good. But, bro, how good was the Bears defense yesterday?
Really, really good.
Really good.
What's his name? Jaquan Brisker?
That
guy was everywhere. But, man, the first drive, not coming out with 3 points. There's just so many. It's the playoffs. And I think you have to play it a little different, man. I understand who you are as a coach, and you don't want to change that. But couldn't you have learned from Dan Campbell? Like, Dan Campbell takes a couple field goals against the 49ers in the NFC Championship game, and they're playing for a Super Bowl. That's true.
The problem is when you watch, the thing that Ben Johnson did that was so brilliant is he would cut you up. What is that saying? A death by 1,000 paper cuts. Do you remember the Chicago Bears Philadelphia Eagles game? Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was on Black Friday. Yes,
it was on Black Friday. And the Eagles, I'm pretty sure, were getting booed at halftime. And if I remember correctly, they barely had any time of possession because when the Bears went out there, they were using first, second, and third and fourth down to basically they kind of remind me of like Cliff Kingsbury and Jaden Daniels last year. And they had the ball for 10, 11 plays every possession. For some reason, Ben Johnson had to go in like ultra attack mode. And he was thinking downfield and he was thinking Caleb Williams. I looked at the box score because I'm like, what is going on? Why are they calling? They would run the ball for 5 yards on first down and then they would pass it. Or on 3rd and 1, when it's so obvious you're going to run, they ran. It's like, bro, just sneak it, or that's the time to fucking do something a little bit different. You could see the Rams defenders starting to inch forward on 3rd and 1s. They knew it. I don't know if there was a tell or they just said they're going to run the ball. Ben Johnson was trying to get too aggressive and attack downfield when he really shouldn't have. He should have sliced and diced the Rams defense from start to finish, and the Bears would have won that game. Ben, just like Josh Allen lost the game for the Bills, even though Caleb Williams threw 3 interceptions, Ben Johnson lost this game for the
I
Bears.
would agree with you 100%. Can't say Caleb lost the game when he made that throw to even get it to overtime. Insane throw, insane play. And he made plenty of throws. He did make interceptions. I think if you're a Bears fan, you have to probably feel really good, but then you also have to remember it's still really hard to get back here. Ask the Commanders. So you won the NFC North, in my opinion, best division in football. Sorry. NFC West is the best division in football. NFC North is the second best division in football. You won that. You beat the Packers at home. You had an incredible game. Caleb will always have that throw on his tape. You'll see that throw 1 million times before you die. Huge win of the season for the Chicago Bears. But then again, you also have to remember tomorrow's not promised, and that they could literally not be here next year. But man, I think the future's pretty bright.
Well, one of the best things that Dan Campbell did, or not bad, I shouldn't say it's best, but the realest thing he did was after that Niners loss, when he was like, "Man, it's really hard to get here," and you would have thought, you're like, "Wait a minute, you just got here, like your future is so bright." Like, no, dude, it's really hard to get here. Special K Kev has already told me on Twitter, because I put a tweet out last night. He said the Bears are going to regress next year. If you had the Bears as a regression candidate for next year, I wouldn't disagree with you. But I think, as someone who's watched a lot of this Bears team for whatever fucking reason, I think this connection of Caleb and Ben Johnson is only going to get better. And there is real chance that Caleb Williams becomes a terrifying quarterback. He has got to get more consistent. But he has a lot of other qualities as a player that you can't teach. His escapability is unbelievable.
His escapability is crazy, man.
He can throw on the run, and he's clutch.
Yeah, he deserves it. Yeah, he deserves it. But you're not scared about the defense? Because I kind of lean with Kev's side of things, because the defense is bad. They played great yesterday, but they are bad. And before I make an opinion, I want to see if they pick up some pieces.
Oh, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. I am buying stock into Caleb because of what I've seen from Ben Johnson and how Caleb has been able to make big throws and big plays. Now, that's the problem. I thought I had a pretty good tweet last night. I don't know if you saw this. I said Caleb Williams is the Tom Brady of Dak Prescott's. Did you understand what I meant?
Yes, I understand what you meant.
And if people don't know what I mean, Dak Prescott always turns into an amazing quarterback when he's down 14 points. Like when you start the game at halftime, Dak Prescott is like 8 for 14 for 80 yards. And then in the second half, he turns it on. It's like, God damn it, Dak. Where was this for 2.5 quarters? But he doesn't make enough plays to win the game. Caleb Williams is making plays to win the game, but he still goes 2.5, 3 quarters of being shit. So he's got to tighten that up. He's got to get better from the start. And I think he will, because Ben Johnson is a no nonsense, no bullshit coach. And he's a phenomenal play caller. But you're absolutely right, though. Buying stock in the Bears is concerning. I just think that he'll get better. You just said you're not sure how good the Rams are.
Yeah, I'm not sure how good the Rams are. I'm not sure how good the Rams are for 6 weeks. I've been saying it, and I just don't really think I'm wrong. Squeaking out wins. You got outplayed by the Bears. You could have lost to the Carolina Panthers. I just don't know how good the Rams are, but we'll definitely find out next week, because there's nothing you could say. There's nothing you could say about next week. It's the Rams win this game, they go to the Super Bowl, and they are good, because I think you have to be very good to beat the Seattle Seahawks team. So it's not like the Rams won't get a chance to prove that I'm wrong, but I don't need to spend too much time talking about it. I'm sure you've already gathered. I will 100% be betting the Seattle Seahawks in that game. Try to put it in soon, because I think the line will probably only move towards them, but I think Rams are going to have a tough time with the Seahawks.
He does. I want to make this very clear. I am not coming around.
He does miss open throws. It's weird. And then he makes miracle ones. It's crazy.
Yep. He, the one that I cannot excuse. I almost tweeted about it. I decided not to, but it was on the last possession. I think it was like a 2nd and 6, or maybe even a 3rd and 6. And it was like just an out route. And the guy, they were hurrying up because they didn't want the Rams to substitute. And the guy was wide open and he just overthrew it. That put them in the 4th down to begin with, which was unnecessary if he just made an easy throw. I say easy while I'm sitting on my couch drinking fucking Jack and Cokes and eating popcorn, but you know what I mean. Oh, it was Luther Burden. Yeah, exactly. You remember that. Right. Okay. Steak. That was the recap.
Well, let's just talk about one more thing. DJ Moore kind of sucks.
Great point.
DJ Moore kind of sucks.
What happened to him, man? Because I actually thought when they made that trade, he was such a great player to acquire to be a receiver. I mean, he was a dog in Carolina. Do you think mentally he's just checked out?
I don't know. Maybe having Justin Fields be your quarterback for a few seasons does that to you. He had 5 catches for 52 yards and a touchdown yesterday. But man, I always watch him and I think like this just can't be your wide receiver one. And I so badly wanted Rome to turn into that guy. And he has plays too, but it's like also Colston Loveland could have made a few more plays as well.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that, dude. He's been great, but every time I watch a Bears game, Colston Loveland makes a really easy drop.
He had about 2 or 3 that I think, at least if we're not calling them drops, fine, they could have been caught. Colston Loveland had 3 could have been caughts. That's what we'll call them.
Yep.
3 could have been caughts that would have helped him a lot. I didn't think he was great. Yeah.
No, I'm with you. And our buddy Drew texted me, and the first thing he said was the Bears receivers lost this game.
Yeah, it's not the worst take I've ever heard. That's for sure.
It really isn't. Loveland, 10 targets, 4 catches. I think he probably could have had 2 or 3 more. That's a Michigan man for you. Shout out Cole Kmet, 3 targets, 3 catches. That's what Notre Dame players do. No, I think that's a really good point. I'm glad you said that. Yeah.
4 catches and 10 targets for a tight end is actually a huge problem.
I really do not understand. I want to be clear about this, though. That last interception, when we're talking about Caleb throwing an interception, we're talking about DJ Moore giving up on the route. I cannot make this more clear. That never should have happened to begin with.
No, because you don't need 30 yards in that play. You need to get 15 yards, and then you have a chance to kick the game-winning field goal. It should have never happened. Never. It was DJ Moore's fault. It was Caleb Williams' fault. It was Ben Johnson's fault. And then on top of all that, the Rams defender still had to make an incredible play, which he did.
But I would rank Ben Johnson's fault above everybody else's.
Fine with that.
2nd and 8, you got the ball at the 50-yard line. You have one score. You need 15, 20 yards. Caleb also just had a QB sneak, which was smart, and he looked fired up. That was a horrible.
They finally QB sneaked it, dude. Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. I was screaming at the TV. I would do nothing but a quarterback sneak here, and they finally did that after fucking that off all game, giving the ball to Kyle Monungai so he can lose a yard on 4th. Wow.
T. Fimp said, excuse me, still dumbfounded they blitzed the press man on Puka on that 3rd down when they needed to get the ball back. Expected the safety to make such a hard play. Crazy in my humble opinion. Yeah, that's a pretty fair take. X's and O's talk there. Love that. DJ Moore gone this offseason. Tyler Warren should have went crazy. Would have went crazy in this offense. Yeah. All right. Good job. McGuire with a new follow. No doubt, Daddy, with 18 months subscription. We appreciate you. I see that a couple people just hopped into the Twitch. Guys, if you want to rewatch the recap, please do. It'll publish as a VOD, a video on demand. I know what that means. Fuck off. And it's also going to be on YouTube. Monungai as a dog had a better game than Swift. No, I don't think so. In between the pipes, I thought Swift was really, really good. I don't think Monungai was all that great. Shout out to
let's mention weird how he was the receiving back this game.
Yeah.
It was weird.
That was so weird.
Swift had a catch.
What's that?
I don't think Swift had a catch.
No, and somebody asked me, he's like, when I mentioned that it's Monungai day, they're like, how do you feel about his receiving yards? And I'm like, I don't really think I have an opinion on him as a receiver. 4 catches for 36 yards.
Yeah, I know. I live bet Swift over 4.5 in the second half because I was like, Swift has to get a catch here. He's running so hard. Swift was running hard, but yeah, no catches.
Swift ran well, 19 carries, 76 yards. I mean, I personally think that there was that's Ben Johnson just getting cute. It's like, oh, they're not going to expect Monungai to be the receiving back, so we'll use him that way. Which, whatever, it worked.
It did work. I was gonna say it would work just fine.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's good for us. Steak, I'll see you at 6:30 on the Pickett YouTube channel. We'll talk Miami, Indiana. Have a great day. Appreciate you. We got some early puck and NBA quick board review. No, I got to shut it down. I got some shit to do today. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much, Malcolm. Definitely a zigzag game plan for Ben Johnson. Yeah, not Ben Johnson's best game plan. Obviously, he'll learn from it. He'll get better. I do think that the Bears will be fine, but if they regress next year, I wouldn't totally be surprised. Probably have to get another. I don't know. I mean, the offensive line's really good. They did a good job there. I mean, not even talking about the defense, but yeah, I don't know. Something's going on with DJ Moore, Colston Loveland with the drops. Luther Burden's a nice player, but even Roma Dunze is like, I don't know. It's one of those guys is going to have to really take that next step. Maybe it'll be Burden. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I don't even know that we have somebody to raid. It's so early. No one else is live. I'm sure Behind the Lines or maybe Snowman will be on. So make sure to check those guys out, and we'll see you tonight. Pick a YouTube channel. Don't forget, you are welcome as always. The chat says thank you, and we'll see you later. All right, good luck on your wagers.